Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to Walking and Talking channel. This is Domas, live from Lithuania. Just finished work and thought I'll share some of the thoughts and feelings I've experienced in the last couple of days, since I didn't have time to record anything yesterday, the day before. Squeezing something in this evening. So, work. It's an interesting thing. I tend to find work that is challenging in weird ways. It's like mental challenges. I almost had to do nothing for the whole day. I had bits and bobs where I had to work, but it was literally a walk in the park, I was walking from one destination to another. I'm getting paid like 500 euros a month, so no surprise, but you would be surprised to know what people have to do for that kind of money here. So I'm still, in my head, I have a good job, because there will be days where it will be hard, but now I've been working with my colleague, and she's lovely. She's the one that invited me to work there, so I'm grateful to her. And we're busy, like we get ourselves busy. So I think every workplace for me has kind of pushed me towards some, I don't know, better direction. I don't know, I still feel, and this morning I was thinking today I'm gonna do a video about social anxiety, because I think a lot of my fears, and this correlates to stpd, schizotypal personality disorder. I think a lot of my fears are from social anxiety, and that's increased social anxiety that does not decrease with time or exposure, so you don't feel like, that's one of the traits of stpd. It doesn't reduce. So it's I'm like thinking constantly, like, how am I going to deal with these people? Like, a lot of people talk Russian in where I work, so it doesn't say in the work description that I have to have Russian, but that I have to know Russian. But I feel like I'm incapable to talk to some people. But on the other hand, that gives me like this kind of thought of like, fuck it, I'm gonna go to work and I'm gonna get paid and I'm still gonna do it, so I'm still I'm still gonna be doing it. So and it's kind of like this fuck it attitude, like, who gives a fuck? Like, I'm gonna do whatever I have to do anyways, and there's one side of me that wants to like kind of reduce myself, become smaller. There's another part that says I can do it, like, I can do it attitude. But that I can do it me is still, it feels like it's very weak. But I'm not going to say that it's very weak. I'm going to say that it's strong. And maybe it's not recognized yet that much, but I feel like bit by bit I'm getting more confident. And but in the mornings, I like, it's usually prominent in the mornings when I get like, I'm thinking, how am I going to have to deal with people in the morning? you know, like how am I gonna speak to people? Like, it's scary, but when I face it, when I just go head on collision, I'm usually fine. Like nothing bad happens. And funny enough, or not funny enough, but there's like all these practicing going on in near Belarus, which we have a border with, very close to my town, and sometimes you can hear these explosions where they're practicing for possible, you know, or just for war. And all these, you can hear like explosions far away, just kind of vibrating. And this morning there was like an explosion that was quite loud, you know, and even the windows started to shake. So I was like, is it war starting in this country? You know, like, because if it is, I wouldn't know what to do, to be honest. I don't know what I would be doing. But yeah, that kind of deletes all of the rules and regulations. If a war starts, what then? What do you do then, you know? So we'll see. So social anxiety kind of kicks in with that as well. Like, what's next steps, you know, if you're in a war zone, like a lot of people are these days, people in Ukraine, people in the Far East, you know, it's like, I just wish them all the best in their endeavors, because there's nothing much you can do. Just pray, meditate, send good energy, send good vibes to those people. Maybe that's kind of ignorant, but I find it hard taking care of myself, so I wouldn't know how to take care of other people, you know? Like, maybe I could, maybe if the situation presents itself, maybe if there's no other way, like if you get somebody pregnant and you have to have a child, you know, you make ends meet, you're gonna make do somehow, you're gonna work hard. Maybe that's what's sometimes missing, you know? Maybe that's what, you know, that challenge, maybe that's what's missing a lot of the times. So, I don't know. Another thing we did with a friend of mine this week, well, last week really, Sunday, we finished filming for a video clip, and we put the video clip out, and it really puts a smile on my face, because I started to think that I'm actually doing what I said that I was going to do when I got back home. It was to make music and create rap. So me and my friend, we did a kind of a rap tune, and he put it out on YouTube and Spotify, and it's in Lithuanian, but I kind of like enjoy that we did it, you know, because he's an interesting guy, and why I'm mentioning it is because I felt social anxiety with that. I was like, do I want to show myself as this person to others? Do I want to like be out there like this? And then my friend was like, fuck it, like, you're creating something, you need to put it out, like, people need to see this, you gotta put it in people's face, you know, so people see what you've been working on, and don't be afraid to promote yourself, you know. So we did, so we put it out, and you know, it's just a little video clip, but still kind of fun. It puts a smile on my face watching that, you know. It's like, we just had a couple of days of doing stupid shit on the streets and in the forests, and it was it was actually nice. So I think that's how you battle social anxiety. I think that's how you just kind of go into it, you know. But it still doesn't go away. It's still there. It's still always kind of lingering. But the only one way to deal with it is to kind of jump into the pool, deep end, and actually live with it and deal with it. Some doctors said that, you know, maybe it's not a schizotypal disorder that I have. Maybe it's some mild depression with anxiety, with increased anxiety. But it's still there, you know. Something is there where you don't feel completely 100% yourself, or that you can trust others, and you know, it still kind of puts sticks in your wheels. But I'm not complaining. It's good to have challenges, and it's good to have you guys, because I was looking forward to making this video today. I was cycling back home and thought, you know, I miss talking to you guys. Doesn't matter how much how much anxiety that gives me sometimes. Well, you just press record and you just go off, and sometimes it's chaotic. So I apologize for that. But if you're anything like me, you might enjoy this kind of content. So I'm proud of you. Just having these couple days of experience of just being around people, I just want to say that you're stronger than you think that you are. You are more powerful than you think that you are. You got more skills than you think that you have. You just need to be put in a challenging situation where maybe you don't know anything and you need to learn everything bit by bit, and then slowly but surely you start to gain this muscle of like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. You know what, I'm just gonna grab it and do it. I'm just gonna take this thing and somehow make it happen, you know, instead of just like, oh, I don't know, like, I don't know if I can do this. You can. You more than you can. You will. And you are doing it every day, because it's not easy to live this life. It's not easy to wake up every morning and do what you do. For some people it's easy. It was easy for me once. I was just like going, you know. I was just going and going and not thinking. I was like, I'm just gonna do, because I was skateboarding. I was just like, that's all I wanted to do, and I didn't care about anything else. So that was a problem in a way. It was good in a way, and it was bad in a way. But I'm over it. Like, past that point, shit changes sometimes. Although I thought I will be skateboarding for most of my life, but I ended up coming back home and realizing that once there's no people around me that skateboard, I don't want to skateboard that much, you know. And it has some also social anxiety connotations, where I have to be around a lot of people, and you know, sometimes it's just not what I want to do. Sometimes it's good to have friends, but sometimes those friends take you on a dark path, you know. So when I'm friends with somebody, I'm very close to them, and I almost become one with them, which is kind of dangerous and crazy and scary. But you know, I want to do things with that person. Like, I want to go have fun, but fun usually means that taking drugs or drinking, and I can't do that. So when I had really close friends and they would be doing that, I would be doing that too, just because they were doing it and just because it's a norm. And you know, I was, now looking back at it, it was stupid. Like, I didn't have any core, and looking back at it now, I feel like there is some core in me, you know, like I'm building myself, or like my personality. And it's very slow. It's a very slow process. Getting out of addiction is a slow process. So I'm not thinking that it's going to happen very fast, that I will build myself, but literally little by little, things will just take on the shape of themselves. Like, they will just, I think if I just stay where I am, if I just do what I do, you know, without kind of looking to the sides too much, you know. And I'm saying this because I think it's the same for everyone, you know. Eventually find your groove, and you're grooving, you know. So, and you feel safe and you feel comfortable in that groove. And I know it's about being out of your comfort zone, but if you never had a comfort zone, or if your comfort zone was always running away from your problems, then facing them is being out of your comfort zone. So maybe that's the thought for today. You know, being comfortable sometimes is uncomfortable. Somebody like me, you know. So having a job that you're not stressing at too much, that's, you know, it's like sometimes it feels like unconsciously I'm trying to sabotage myself, and I really need to like consciously decide not to do it. So I'm doing it now, and I'm inviting you to do that too. Just consciously decide not to sabotage yourself, and be out of your comfort zone, especially if that comfort zone is being comfortable, or vice versa. Anyway, guys, I'm proud of you, love you, and I'm wishing you a great day, morning, evening, nighttime. Wishing you well, all the best to you and your surroundings and your loved ones. And I will see you in the next one. Much love, take care, and peace.